the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Yo, ebusuya for ya mama kwa baba Nsem-Pii TV. So, yako PM wo Jubilee House sisi na Mr. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, President Mahama, and as a Jubilee House, and as a government of Ghana, almost spokesperson. So President Mahama person in Ghana for associations we kasa Mr. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, on any the main spokesperson or Kasama President Mahama, on the Honorable Akando, current Minister of Health, and the Honorable Thomas Ampem, Deputy Minister of Finance, Cecilia Ekoshiamo Jubilee House, on my press conference. You say Ghana registered nurses and associations, on my strike. You say Ghana, say Oko Kolebu, Oko Rich, Oko Asante Mampong, Oko any hospital, public hospital, bia in Ghana now yari malaria, cholera, de yari bia. Yaweka se sankofie na yensho ubia o OPD, yen check your health, yen check o motu, yen fa thermometer bia ensho motu. Yen check your BP. Ye o yari na ubruno. Ye say san pack ukukun kaka. Ne san fa kofie. Anase fako private hospital bi. Na omonje 7,000, 8,000 ansa na amatima solve o malaria na o cholera amao. Inti nurses ni na akofie. Na den na ba ye kwa kutie honorable spokesperson Felix Ofosu-Kwakye omo ba be kasa ama bibia to din. Ye kotie ya Felix Ofosu-Kwakye se mmrewa ne nkokora omaye nursing job for over 30 years, 40 years. Omako retirement no. Omoji omahome no. Omo nsanso mbra be ye adwuma e wo hospitals ene. No mo ba be publish list no. Enti wako retirement we di 68, we di 72, we di 84, we di 93 now to crutches mumpo a. Sanfa okukun kaka na fa o experience, o rich experience sanfa bra na beye nursing adwuma ema President Mahama. Na nurses we mu de ye ka asem bia omontie inti ye sanso ofre nkokora na mmrewa na omaji omahome a omoji omahome no omoko retirement no omon sanso embra be yedwuma ede na aba ese last year May 2024 and the government of Ghana, that is the previous administration, any nurses for tenancy say omo pay ni extra inflation so kosoro enti yenye bibi enfama omo pay no na implementation next year budget no na ya roli enti na July 2024 na implementation e be shase enti senanka nurses for anye prrrr na komo tro ama the new patriotic party ya the next budget no mo dey ashame omo pay na e be kosoro na bibi and omo go tie President Mahama say resetting allowances ye betria de mu hia bi e betria eniema papa ene ye de ba enti monto ma President Mahama ko to ma President Mahama adia ya agree for over a year ago and I'm say March 2025 and I'm started say omo Ministry of Finance ene current Dr. Kesa to force in aiding come who say samijin fee cheche dollars over $800,002 it be shim free in same no sorry dollar and swaba from gold so you say 3.2 billion export into sikaba President Mahama so car or driver nya sam ketwa Sam George so cars on Lexus we ne mo driver nya sam ketwa into sikaba dia adia ye implement ye decide say ye be implement July 2024 the financial budget mo na ye ntwia ye nurses na omonsa enka omosika na mboa no muntimi ntwia sa wansi di dum so levy na wasan so de atoso no communication 7 tax ye say ye nyin free we phone bills so na money data prices e cost so na ekso mo si dollar akọ from bad brudo so prices e so na ekọ enti sa dia salary am agree no ye ntwia ma ye kotie ya most budget no ma prepare we na sa ade ne de am function into omo 2026 na ya betena se ne ya consider $90 na e form na ne ma ko ye na ban papa na ban e ko si fa he obeka che say previous government ni nye ejuma papa enti yentoma this current government na yes also come back to so odwanfunu me the market na mente yana enti very unexpected yehu in the previous government after the esanso babium striking nurses say yempene ne emprencha ade ne assign dada akase wo di sika ne be de ebegu ya account mu mutimi clear sika we port free port Emma Sam George Emma ne clear Lexus 670 as a Lexus day so yen sika de o ba be born calculations na man ebi mutimi $2 egu enti amo mpene ne empene cha ama kotene fie yen kotie current spokesperson and honorable minister of health Akandwa and a deputy minister of finance almost saying kokra ne mmrewa fo ne mmra na omombe de ombe volunteer ewo hospitals ho enhwe ayarefo wasa omone nurses for ne kasa enti kokra fo ne mmrewa fo no nurses ne ba be over 2,000 3,000 there na mode ne mutifi na yene mu ede edinkomo na say pa say yede be share this current budget mu die omuso omu dishe mu over 2 billion Ghana cedis and eba be ka sika omu otwea no 1 cedi na omu de tutututu fuel no so de over 57 billion ne de omu nka ho asem but necessary sika extra sika ma agree over a year say mo betwea a musimu aban papa abana ene de musimu ntwea nti yakwa asante mampon OPD nyi edwuma child care bibia nyi edwuma nti ejise wo hwe ho yie pa wo fie na wonyare na okopie wo Ghana hospitals say ya say nurse ubenya nurse pa ba hwehwe wo de and ejise den private hospital yenkotie nkofo bibribia omukopie mu nurses omukopie mu hospital amani hunu amu ne Jubilee House press conference amama sumwa mbete say yesen nkokrafo ne mmrewafo nurses and embra back MBA Juma Emma President Mahama buying for resetting the Ghana's health sector.
The nurses say that they started the engagement way ahead of March, where the budget got kicked in, and then the assurance they had from the Ministry of Health was to the effect that their concerns or their conditions of service would be captured in there. They now say that it's out of bad faith that you have not captured it in the budget, and you are now referring to a possible implementation of 2026. Would the government then be willing to pay the arrears that they may be foreseeing?
All right. Any other question, please? I just want to take all the questions so that they answer it.
Okay.
In composite.
Yes. Okay. My name is Maxwell. I work with Joy FM and Enjoy News. My question is, I'd want to find out, would you describe this as an ambush, or was it something that government anticipated? I'm asking because during the transition period, I know there were many discussions, and one of the important components of those discussions was in the health sector. Did government anticipate this? Would you describe it as an ambush? What would you describe it to be? And where do we go from here? Thank you.
All right, so the minister made mention that government is going to outline some facilities that nurses could volunteer their services. And then the retired nurses should also come and support. How long are we looking at? If I may clarify that, he said that he was going to publish a list of healthcare facilities that will complement existing healthcare facilities where this strike action has taken place. So that is what he said he would publish. The call on retired and voluntary retired nurses and midwives is for them to assist at the places where the strike action has taken impact. So that is a clarity that needs to be brought. But I would invite the Deputy Finance Minister to speak to the bit about negotiations that may have taken place in March, as you say, and what can be done going forward. Thank you very much.
I don't want to describe any act as an ambush or any deliberate attempt at government or whatever. I think that our nurses are pushing for what they want. It is for us as government to also look at what can be accommodated within the budget. And you will all appreciate the fact that it's a new government that took over, and we have been confronted with many, many, many things. We have to balance everything and ensure that the economy is not thrown out of gear. We have a lot of debt that we need to, we have been confronted with. And so, in as much as I appreciate what our nurses do and what they are demanding, we also want them to have faith in the current administration that we mean well, and we are committed to ensure that we have a fair wage for what they do for all of us. And so let us not describe their action in any way that will mar our attempt to resolve this issue. Thank you.
The roadmap of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association seeking the implementation of their conditions of service enters day 3, and specifically on their timeline, today is a strike action day. They are halting some services including OPD and essential services, which also includes emergency services. Currently at the Pampaso Children's Hospital, patients are stranded. They are being turned away. Inpatients who have been admitted already are also being prematurely discharged.
We have
no idea what is going on, but we have been turned away. Pregnant women should not be treated this way. I am yet to receive new medication for my pressure level, but I'm told to go home. For what? I am here for a scan, but I haven't seen a nurse around. I'm even yet to see a doctor. I caught up with the Assistant Regional Secretary, Ebenezer Akwa, who says the association is very resolute on fighting for what is due them.
Honestly, we are not happy. We are not happy at all. Because this condition of service has been signed already. There were issues that we've resolved. We've written to government. Government, we've resolved all these issues. So implement it for us. But why is government delaying the implementation? For now, we are waiting for news from government. If government tells us that, then we will not scale it up. But if still government delays in responding to our conditions of service, then we will scale it up and then we'll withdraw inpatients next week.
At the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, the situation seems to be the same. All the patients are trooping in and out. They are being refused care. And the first deputy chairman of the Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Ashanti region, that we spoke to, Philmon Edu Bimpong, says that the association is disappointed in how far the government has dragged this issue. Now, Philmon also says that until a favorable resolution is reached, the association on Monday will halt all services.
From Kumasi, let's gauge some reactions from Accra, and my colleague Frimpong was also at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to assess the impact and has this report.
Here at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in the Greater Accra region, we've been here to assess the impact of the strike, and what we've been told is that various OPD services have been withdrawn. When we go to the accident and the orthopedic OPD session, and also the central OPD, maternity OPD, surgical OPD, as well as the child health OPD, the nurses and the midwives there in these various OPDs all have withdrawn their services, and patients that were coming here to sort for services have been left stranded. So as you can see right behind me, a lot of patients here that I can count, roughly around 10 getting to 20s, the accident and the orthopedic OPD here have been left stranded, that they wanted to get access to they wanted to get access to services from various nurses and health professionals that they are not getting. Many of them that we've been speaking to, that they will not speak on camera, that we've been speaking to, have been telling us how frustrated they are. We've also been to the emergency ward where patients have also been left stranded over there. So that's the situation here at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital at various OPD sessions, where patients have been left stranded because of the situation, because of the nurses and the midwife strike.
Until Angasa Lorry Fenuka for Baha, some Asaka spending about 500 cities. And to this, I call it 500 cities. Of course, and young day of Hanson. And so, as I buy one share more issues in my mountain. And I use your home toy because I fit me one way or the other. I said, me say 500 cities with transportation with baby. Yambe and Sunu, Mambena, and Sunu, Yesromo.
Meba no pan mum na no mo so mo strike but na say na me wona me mi nti aka so mo kofi na me say minti me kofi nti na ma me card no mo guso a mo hwe nti mo guso mo hwe baby obi de kwa emergency ascend there me de am woni ha nti bia na wanti me an survive ti yesre na o momodne na onye de odo mo akoma so no mo no mo so start mmrewa mo si nkoji card mbrana doctor no hwe me but first ni de na nka wo ba wo koji card no ko be ko nurses for no ko check BP ni we ba isa na mi so mu ni wonu nti ye ba doctor no street
eno hye na ye ne opening kase a woni amansa di nkita ho ema Accra Regional Hospital etwetwe enkomo na maami Juliana Haruna ene yen ekasa ye de fa strike no anasa tuatia anasa for midwife for pomde nwa ifo no e de ayehye so nyina eho na wokyere mu a wose sa abredie wuni se burden no adwuma ni nyina ababegu adokotafo so pa enya betesa
ene say over regional hospital OPD seat na empty and e bi no buy patients ni bi buy anopan nti yes say doctors no because they are not striking yejuma nti because say obam say doctors ni bi share patients no but then say it means that no checking vitals no man taking vitals say medication and all that nti no ejuma na be ama doctors no say obia wo role or play nurses wo ejuma omuye doctors and so but because of the strike meeting according to say doctors no so the same they have to do the work of the nurses and you say aban afre say leadership of association that is what we have heard into we are hoping that the two government and then the association will come to a conclusion, a positive one.
To first engage the nurses with a view to achieving an amicable resolution and also ensuring that Ghanaian patients do not endure suffering in the period. This morning, the Honorable Health Minister is here to brief us on efforts made so far to resolve the impasse. He will state government's position on the matter so far, just so that there is an avoidance of doubts. And then after him, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Finance will also shed some light on aspects of the matter relating to the nation's finances. So without taking any more of your time, I would invite the Honorable Health Minister to the microphone to brief you on events so far. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The Ministry of Health brings to the attention of the general public the ongoing strike action undertaken by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, born out of the ongoing discussions on the new conditions of service signed in May 2024 and originally scheduled for implementation in July 2024. Upon assuming office, we have, on behalf of government, engaged several times with the GNRMA to explore the best possible avenue to approve and implement the new conditions of service. While expressing our deep regret over the current impasse leading to the strike and the suffering patients enduring, the ministry states emphatically that government appreciates the invaluable contributions of Ghanaian nurses and midwives to the development of the health sector. Government remains committed to the needed engagement that will lead to the approval and implementation of the new conditions of service for nurses and midwives. Accordingly, government has directed the Minister of Finance and the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to, as a matter of urgency, lead the development of a roadmap to ensure a smooth implementation of the process. We engage the leadership of all Nurses and Midwives Association within the health sector on 30th May 2025 to address their challenges and discuss the subsequent roadmap leading to the implementation of the new conditions of service. Fortunately, the other associations supported my intervention, with the exception of the GRNMA, which declined and proceeded to declare the strike on the 2nd of June 2025, despite the NLC caution. The National Labour Commission on Thursday, 5th June 2025, summoned all stakeholders to an emergency meeting to address the matter. However, the GRNMA failed to attend the meeting. Consequently, the NLC was compelled to take legal steps to declare the strike illegal and called on the GRNMA to immediately call it off in line with law. Yesterday, Monday, 9th June 2025, we invited the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to engage the GRMA, the Minister of Finance, and the Minister of Health to deliberate on roadmap for the successful implementation of the new conditions of service. At the meeting, the Fair Wages and Salary Commission once again, in accordance with law, directed the GRNMA to call off the strike to allow negotiations to continue. Government wishes to stress its readiness to further engage with a view to implementing the conditions of service in a manner that does not dislocate the national budget. We wish to draw attention to the fact that the conditions of service under reference are not captured in the 2025 budget and will completely throw the economy off gear if implemented immediately in the manner it currently exists. We are mindful of the serious economic consequences of unbudgeted expenditure and want to avoid the economic slippages that led to the hardship in the recent past. Government commits to continue to engage with the nurses in order to achieve a mutually acceptable outcome in the interest of the public. While working around the clock to resolve the impasse, the Ministry of Health has taken the following steps to mitigate the suffering of Ghanaian patients unduly affected by the strike. The Ministry will, in the next few minutes, publish a comprehensive list of facilities to complement facilities where nursing services are lacking and where patients can seek health care. Given the urgency of the situation and suffering of the patients, government appeals to public-spirited retired nurses and midwives to volunteer their services for a brief period pending the resolution of the impasse. We further express our deep appreciation to practicing nurses who have opted to remain at post to help suffering patients and urge others to show similar fellow feeling and assist our ailing compatriots even as efforts are made to address their concerns. In conclusion, government reiterates its commitment to dialogue with the GRMA with a view to resolving this impasse for full nursing services to be restored. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.